I think the keto reset diet is a kinder, gentler version of the keto diet. I've heard so many stories, horror stories of people who have bad experiences because they go cold turkey and they go from 300 grams of carbs a day down to 30 grams of carbs a day, and it's just not sustainable for them, or it's miserable for them. Our method is to stair-step you with grace and ease into a fat-burning, fat-adapted, keto-ready state where after 3 weeks of this easing into the process, now you're ready to go full keto. This is used as a tool or a strategy to literally reset your metabolism, to create greater metabolic flexibility. Metabolic flexibility describes a state in which our bodies can extract energy from whatever substrate is available. So historically, humans in this country are so used to refeeding every few hours that we become really good at burning carbohydrates, or glucose, which is the form that carbohydrates take in the body, and not so good at burning fat, and not so good at burning ketones. So metabolic flexibility describes this state where we achieve the ability to extract energy from the fat on our bodies, the fat on our plate, the glycogen in our muscles, the glucose in our bloodstream, the carbohydrates on our plate, the ketones that our liver manufactures in the absence of glucose, and ultimately, maybe even the proteins that are required for combustion. So we have all these substrates that we have access to, and if we're metabolically flexible, we have energy whenever we need it, regardless of the eating conditions. So the benefits of being metabolically flexible are that, number one, you have energy all the time because there's always some energy substrate available for your body to tap into to create ATP and to create energy. This means a steady state of energy throughout the day. It also means you'll tap into your body fat stores and burn off excess unwanted body fat. For athletes, metabolic flexibility means that you'll have not just the glycogen that you're trying so desperately to spare in your muscles, but you'll have an immediate source of energy from the fat that we all carry around with us. I mean, imagine being an athlete deriving 85% of your energy requirements from body fat while you're doing 80 to 90% of your max VO2. That's available in keto. I've been low carb for 15 or 20 years, and I've gotten tremendous results from just eating low carb. To me, that was 110 to down to 70 grams of carbs a day, sort of naturally. I'd read a lot about keto, I'd heard a lot of great things about it, and I talked to people who'd gotten great results. So I did a 90-day keto deep dive, and as much as I thought my life was great and my metabolism was functioning optimally from the prior 15 years of being primal, those real specific 90 days of being deep in keto created a whole new horizon for me. I had a little bit more energy, I maintained a little bit more muscle mass, I felt a greater mental clarity. And these were things that if I had already thought I'd hit the apex of my possibilities in diet and I was able to achieve them, wow, what could be possible for so many people who have had no success at their dietary attempts. The difference between the keto reset diet and maybe other ketogenic diets out there is that we still adhere to a primal way of thinking, a primal lifestyle. So not only about the macros for sure, but the actual sources of those foods that we're eating. It also looks at sleep and sun exposure and play and stress management and things like that. So it's, as much as it's a diet that's intended to create a ketogenic pathway, it's also a lifestyle that enhances that diet. The average person can expect to lose some unwanted weight, to have an increase in energy, to have an increase in cognition and mental clarity, to have a reduction in inflammation, which might even manifest itself in less pain, if that's an issue. Perhaps a decreased risk for certain degenerative diseases. And most importantly, I think, is getting a handle on hunger, appetite, and cravings, so that they no longer run your life, not just from day to day, but from one meal to the next. I think everyone should give keto a try. Not necessarily for a lifetime, but for short periods of time, at least, to kind of reset their metabolism.